arriving with an obscure, offbeat premise that draws from some of the deepest cuts of Marvel's seediest corners. Hitmonkey is a bloody, bonkers, off-the-wall romp that has no right to be as much fun as it is. Hitmonkey is a surprise blast, and one of the better, adults-only animated shows you're currently probably not watching.
He's here to protect us all.
Time to get bloody. 2 dudes, 2 fates. I don't know about you, but I'd watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the conversation we're having. Just the back and forth is incredible.
Marvel's Hitmonkey is a show that really probably shouldn't work. At least, not on paper. It's just too weird. And yet, it does. The basic premise follows the down-on-his-luck hitman Bryce, who, after assassinating a high-ranking Japanese politician, finds himself betrayed, wounded, and on the run. Seeking refuge to recover in Japan's mountainside, he's rescued by a tribe of snow monkeys. It's there he meets the titular monkey, the monkey of Hitmonkey, who is the only survivor when assassins eventually find and kill Bryce, along with the rest of the monkey tribe. From the moment Monkey picks up Hitman's handguns and slaughters the assassins, Hitmonkey becomes a monkey on a mission, cutting a bloody trail of vengeance through the Japanese underground, from the accuser all the way through to some of Marvel's more obscure villains, in search of revenge for his fallen family. Oh, and he's joined by Bryce, the hitman who is now bonded to him as a ghost. Because why not? I think a large reason why this show works so well is largely due to the voice cast. They managed to snag some pretty recognisable people to fill the roles. Bryce would have been nothing but annoying and insufferable, but by casting Jason Sudeikis, I think they found the perfect combination of sarcasm and self-pity, along with some pretty surprisingly relatable pathos. He's a great pick and has an instantly recognisable voice, without making the audience instantly picture Ted Lasso in a suit and tie as well. Olivia Munn voices one of the key female roles, Akiko, the niece of the kind and humble politician Shinji, who is voiced by the absolutely legendary George Takei. Then, of course, there is the titular monkey, who is voiced purely by Fred Tatasciore, who has voiced pretty much everyone and everything in video games, cartoons, anime, and even feature films. This isn't a show that should work. The premise is pretty silly. It's based on an obscure Marvel character, and even the most seasoned of comic book readers probably would have overlooked this. I think it's why this show caught me so off guard. I was expecting a silly, forgettable show that was violent and profane. And yes, this show is that. But it's also a series imbued with heart. This show is able to chart its own course, and it isn't afraid to get truly weird, probably because it's playing in a sandbox that the MCU isn't even remotely interested in touching. Instead of punching a one-note joke over and over, look, it's a monkey killing assassins with guns. Isn't it funny? Yeah, it's a little funny, but the show also seems far more interested in exploring the psyche of its characters. You see, while Monkey and Ghost Bryce are killing their way up through a political conspiracy that they have been unwittingly drawn into, the show plays the humour and the absurdity of their circumstances completely straight, without playing fully into the parody. This is where the show and its characters have a conscience, and more often than not, the characters are forced to confront the carnage they've participated in. There is real pathos and humanity there, kind of like how Rick and Morty would have you laughing one minute, then forcing you to examine the toll that these cycles of violence are having on its characters. It's a high-wire act I wasn't expecting to face based on the trailers. In fact, the trailer would have you believe that this is a show with a wisecracking ghost and a monkey in a suit killing bad guys. And it was loud and obnoxious and full of cringe. Instead, I got a show that wants to be something different. Something smarter. But something that still also manages to be very fun. In fact, for a show with the premise as wacky as this, Bryce, the ghost who is riding shotgun with a monkey, is pretty much the only comic relief in the show. It doesn't go out of its way to make you laugh either. It's far more of a character show that relies on the pairing of Monkey and Bryce to communicate with the audience. While Bryce can't act, Monkey can't speak. So it's through the both of them together we get a combination that forms a sort of solid buddy act, rather than the annoying dual lead. You would think that with a voice cast as good as this show has, Hitmonkey would be very slickly animated and have a very high budget, but honestly, it's probably not. Hitmonkey is not the cutting edge of animation we've been seeing in other higher budgeted shows recently. That's not to say that it doesn't look great though. It doesn't look like Arcane, it's not as slick as Castlevania, but the art design and character set pieces here are solid, and the show can slickly choreograph an action set piece when it wants to. Yeah, I literally just researched it. It's the same animation studio as Archer. That makes sense. So there you go. Bryce is essentially Archer, with less mummy issues. And more monkey issues. The more I think about it, the more I really dug the visual style of the show, and care less about what it isn't. Some of these scenes in this show are downright gorgeous, and when it wants to, the show can really kick into high gear and deliver that solid shot of action adrenaline. If we never get a second season, we're never getting a second season. It's not going to be the end of the world. The ending to Hitmonkey wraps up most of the loose threads, ties off most of the plot, and also charts course for where this premise could potentially head in a hypothetical second season. There's no way we get that second season. Regardless, Hitmonkey was definitely some of the most fun I've had with the short show of the last year, and I really hope more people eventually catch on to it as it becomes more widely available.
Time to get bloody.
So did you like Hitmonkey? Have you seen Hitmonkey? Hitmonkey is currently airing on Disney Plus, and you should definitely go watch Hitmonkey, then come back and let me know what you thought of Hitmonkey in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe, and there will be more reviews coming soon. Later days.